Hello and welcome. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan, your vegan cult leader, coming to you for me, 6 p.m. Friday, Pacific Standard Time, the time we all gather together and discuss all things vegan. And sometimes we delve into other topics later on in the live stream. But yeah, this is the place where all things vegan can get discussed. Whether you're a longtime vegan like myself and like many others in the comments, or if you're vegan curious, you have an open mind and you want to learn from others, you can ask questions here. If I don't know the answer, odds are someone else might. And if you happen to be one of these people that thinks we're horrible cult members and we're evil people and we think we're better than everyone and animals are made by God for us to eat, whatever, you can come here and state your argument, and as long as you're civil and follow along with using logic, we can get along, hopefully. So welcome everyone, good to see you all here. And Fu Man Poo is, what's going on with Fu? What's going on? I saw Sarah say something to you. And Sarah, I got your email about our song. Thanks so much for letting us know your bestie likes it. And I just haven't had a chance to think through what you're asking. So I'm flattered and honored. And yeah, I'm open to some kind of collaboration thing. So yeah, I just haven't had a chance to reply. And I apologize. But I've been thinking about you for sure in that email. Let's see. What is Pooh doing here? You're putting together a kit guitar for giggles, and I think I have brain damage from the wood stain fumes. Wow, I've never built a guitar as far as down to that low level of like wood and stuff. So, good for you, Pooh. I've just kind of assembled it once it's kind of like parts, like a neck, a body, and just putting all the electronics in and stuff like that. Cool, Sarah. So he loved our song and wants to play with it. No rush and no pressure. Awesome, cool. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think he wants to do exactly? I mean, maybe he doesn't even have any exactly. He just wants to mess around with it and just see where it takes him. Does he have any kind of ideas? Just kind of curious. If it's just like open-ended experimentation, I can understand that too, because that's often how I like to approach projects like that too, without having to have always like a specific goal or something like that. You know, sometimes it's cool just to like mess around and just see what happens naturally. No preconceived ideas or anything like that. So let me know where he kind of falls on that spectrum. That's cool. Your bestie likes our song. I know your bestie's been quite involved in the music industry over the years and decades. So to have him, take note, like, hey, those Love Spiral songs are pretty nice. That's an ultimate compliment. So that's really cool. So let's see. He does a lot of mixes for many artists. Not sure how he'd mess with it. Okay, well I'll see what I can do as far as getting some stems. Yeah, my life's been really weird and crazy for the past week. So yeah, hopefully I'll just be able to settle down and think about getting some stems created. But yeah, thanks. Cool. And yeah, I got more to say. Another thing to say to you, Sarah, but I'll save it for a little bit here. Let's see. Hey, Uncle. Good to see Uncle here. Yeah, saying hello to our legion of vegan cult members with your vegan cult leader. Sometimes I'm a vegan cult member, sometimes a cult leader. It just depends on how my laundry's doing to see which one I'm gonna be, really. Yeah, Pooh. Yeah, you're right, Fu Man Pooh. We got billions or trillions of brain cells. So if you lost a few million with your wood glue, you're probably going to make it to 100 years old and still have quite a few billion brain cells left over, hopefully. So Giovanni, hey, Ryan, Mr. Charlie's wants to do a phone call with me for their head chef position. I'm not sure what Mr. Charlie's is, but I know head chef is a really cool position. So, yeah, jump on that. Is it going to be vegan, or I don't know what Mr. Charlie's is, but yeah, head chef, awesome. So let's see. What else am I missing here in the live stream comments? I want to thank everyone who made it for our impromptu members only live stream a couple days ago. It was, right? Well, no, it was yesterday. And I apologize once again for not being able to schedule it. It just happened to be like when we filmed, as you guys know, a podcast for our band, and we're all dressed up, we're ready. Angie's got her makeup on, the lights are on. We're sitting right here in this room even. It's like, hey, let's do a live stream. But we had no idea what time that was going to be, what time we'd be done filming and everything. So anyway, yeah, thanks for everyone who could make it. I know a lot of you guys couldn't, so hopefully you saw it after the fact. Nothing crazy. We didn't really reveal anything like major or anything like that. But we did talk about some personal things a little bit, stuff that we probably wouldn't talk about on a regular live stream for the public, but nothing too juicy, whatevs. But anyway, yeah, so again, sorry if you couldn't make it, sorry if you, would, be better with an announcement of when it would be, but like I said, we just had no way to do that, so we figured just better to put it out there just randomly, what it would seem like for you guys, rather than to not do one at all, is my point. Yeah, Sarah, yeah, I totally get it. A lot of people couldn't make it. It's the holidays too. Okay, so Giovanni, Mr. Charlie's is a vegan fast food restaurant. Then you should totally go for this. I'm sure you're gonna, right? You want to do a phone call. They want to do a phone call with you for head chef. Hell to the yes. Go for it. Uncle, I don't know if we had a Merry Christmas, but we had a kind of a chill Christmas. I tell you, there's a lot of crap going on in our lives right now. Me and Angie are fine. We're totally cool. Just some other family stuff that just kind of dragging my spirits down a little bit. So anyway, yeah, we took it easy. We just kind of took it as a day to relax. If it had been a sunnier day, like it was on our dating anniversary on the week before, we probably would have gone out, had some pizza in the sun, but it was a pretty cold or cloudy day, so we just didn't really feel motivated to go anywhere or do anything. And Sarah, I bet you've been having a white Xmas up there, huh? I've been seeing, the Pacific Northwest has had more than its fair share of winter weather already. I know typically the winter weather really kicks into high gear like after like Christmas, after the holidays, but it's been pretty, it's been raining, snowing and all that, so cool. I'm glad you had a white Christmas. Hopefully that was fun. Hopefully it's not a bummer after a few years to have white Christmases. That sounds kind of fun. Heidi got one too. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad it wasn't like 70 degrees and sunny or anything like that. I mean, unless that's what you want. I think white Christmases do sound kind of fun. And Graven, yeah, you don't really celebrate Christmas anymore now that your kids are grown. Yeah, my kids too. My kids now are grown, my cats. When we first got them, we celebrated Christmas with them because we got them in December back in, the early 2010s. So, they were like our kids, our babies. So we got the Christmas tree out. They loved it. And now that they're older, they probably still would love it, knowing our cats though. So anyway, hey, Michael, you're always welcome here. Always a nice live stream. I remember on the members only live stream yesterday, I think it was Priscilla was saying she apologizes for not having been here on Fridays for a while because of all the the trolls and haters. And I said no, it's been quiet and peaceful for a couple months now, at least, maybe longer. And you guys backed me up on that. So hopefully, she said her and her man will be back and hanging with us. So we will see. So if you're lurking around, Priscilla, say hello and let us know that you are here. That sounds romantic and festive or idyllic there, Heidi. It was sweet last Saturday. Just snowed all day and everyone was out being all holiday in it. Varley, you have 2 young nephews, so Christmas is still a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what it is, kind of fun when you got little nieces or nephews. If you don't have kids like we don't, yeah, we didn't see them this year. The timing wasn't right. Angie's had a phone call planned with her mom and the other family that were nearby with the kids. It would have been what's I'm saying? It was a time conflict, so we didn't really see anyone other than talking to her mom, and I talked to my mom too. Hey, thank you, vegan, Brian, animal activist. Thank you for our first and hopefully not last super chat tip of the evening. Thank you so much, Brian, for your kind contribution there. Hey, G-Light's here. Awesome. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of you, G-Light. I know you've been busy for a long time. And Vegan Metalhead, thanks for coming to the live stream yesterday. It was good to see you there. You got a vegan cookbook for Christmas. Awesome. Too bad it wasn't ours, but you already got ours. Oh, Sarah, a lot of California license plates in town now. I bet, huh? I bet there's a lot of California people visiting your area. And let's see. What's that food? The Turons. The tourists have invaded. Traffic is hell. The days are ugly, and there's hate in your heart. Oh man, I guess they're all flocking from colder East Coast cities down to your tropical climate in Florida there. Or at least if you're not in the tropics, it's still going to be a lot warmer than, like, say, where Heidi's at in Boston. Gladys, veganism is indeed the best new way of life. Hey, awesome. Is it new for you, Heidi? That's totally awesome. I agree. Let's see, Brian, thanks again for the super chat tip here through YouTube. Thank you. Very generous of you to leave a second one. So you'd like me to explain how the documentary Dominion can open up the mind of non-vegans. So for those of you who might not be aware of what he's referring to, yeah, you could watch it on YouTube. I believe it's still there, right? Just look up Dominion or Dominion documentary, and it's I can't give it a thorough review because I didn't really watch the whole thing, because it's gruesome footage basically, and it shows what happens, in the process of animals from being alive to being wrapped up in a supermarket box of package of plastic so you can purchase it for meals. So yeah, it shows the animal cruelty and exploitation, and that's inherent in animal agriculture. So for non-vegans, how would that help them? I mean, yes, if a lot of non-vegans are just blissfully unaware. They don't want to know. They just want to be blissfully unaware of how their food, their meat food at least, how it came to be. Like, why is it sitting there in the supermarket for sale? So yeah, I think for those who have an open mind, those who are willing to take responsibility for their actions rather than say, hey, I can do whatever I want, for whatever reasons. Those who actually have compassion in their hearts is what I'm trying to say. Those who claim to love animals, yet, they hypocritically eat animals, they might realize that their actions, their decisions to buy meat, have some horrific consequences for literally millions and billions of animals. So Dominion can help some with those people who might understand in their hearts that, yeah, it's inconsistent that they call themselves or feel that they're animal lovers, yet they are eating animals. So this movie might just shock them to the core and get them to stop eating animals. If you're already vegan, you don't need to watch this. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a little bit. Yeah, I know about this. It's not entertainment for me to see this any more than I already have. So yeah, I didn't watch it because I was against Dominion or nothing of the sort. Just I didn't want to be psychologically disturbed unnecessarily. I'm already vegan. But hopefully I answered your question there thoroughly, Brian. I think it's a great tool for non-vegans who are still compassionate to have that, I said, that last little push, or just really nudge them towards being vegan. What, Fu Man, you don't go shopping in grocery stores wearing Speedos with your hairs poking out? I thought everyone did that in Florida. No, just kidding. So, hey, I got some Christmas cards to read here. I went to the post office box, finally. It's been a little while. And here's one from Priscilla. And I was kind of waiting to see if Priscilla would show up. I don't see her right now. No, it's not Priscilla. My bad. Priscilla, who I talked to yesterday. No, Christine from California. Dear HHV, thinking warm thoughts of you. Thank you. I can use all the warm thoughts. Seriously, I'm not just giving you lip service. Warm thoughts are appreciated. Thinking warm thoughts of you and wishing you joy at this wondrous time of the year. YouTube viewer, Christine, I don't want to say her whole name or anything, December 2024. So thank you, Christine, for this kind card. I'll cover your address and stuff like that. It's here, but thank you so much for your very kind card there, Christine. Yeah, sent to our P.O. box. It was actually Sarah who made a comment like, hey, have you guys been to your box recently? So I found this card in our box and I started opening it up. Dear Ryan, I go, Ryan, how come not HHV? Then I see the date, like, happy birthday to you, friend, dated like July 31st. Like, wow, Sarah, I haven't been to the P.O. box in like half a year almost. It's like, I guess I don't go all that often. It's not like I probably didn't go right before my birthday either. So thanks for the birthday card that you sent on time for my July birthday, and here we are at the end of December, and I'm finally getting it. So I'm a dumbass for I guess I'm just not like the type A personality. I don't really have to always go to the PO box. There's usually not like returns of orders, and if there is a return, I'm aware of it because I'm working through it with someone. But anyway, thanks for the birthday card, Sarah. That's really cool. Let me check it out again. Let me read it one more time here to myself here. I'll read it aloud if you don't mind. Dear Ryan, happy birthday to you, friend. I hope it's a festive day. I had a nice birthday for what I remember, and that you celebrate all that is you. Thanks for the good times on the HHV channel. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it was a simpler time back then before all these weird family problems popped up and everything. But thanks so much, Sarah. Yeah, I wish I could get back to that old peaceful self of mine from July. But that is funny, Sarah, that your cult leader is kind of, I don't know, flaky or something. I should cancel our PO box. It's kind of a waste of money, sort of, in the sense I don't think I get my full value out of it, because it was really helpful when I was getting tons of orders and returns and stuff like that. But we don't get that many orders now. But I'm going to keep it for the time being. It's a small price of, running a small business, to have an address that's not your house. That's kind of priceless, in this day and age too, with doxing and haters. So I guess it's a small price to pay for not having your address available to the public. A PO box closer to home, Sarah. The reason why I picked the one I got and not in Long Beach, the next town over, Seal Beach, is that it was like one of the cheapest ones I could find. Seriously, the Long Beach ones were pricier and often like harder to like park at and stuff. So, and plus, it's kind of fun. Like Seal Beach is cool. It's like a nice little place. It's not too far from some markets we go to. You can walk around there by the beach and stuff. All the Long Beach post office, so they're not in great neighborhoods or great areas that I want to go and hang out there. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just sometimes get out. It's not, some of the Long Beach PO boxes are actually probably just as far as the Seal Beach one. But I told you Seal Beach isn't a cool, like little beachy tourist town. It's where my surfboard's from, the surfboard company my surfboard's made at. So anyway, yeah, PO boxes aren't cheap, but I got ours, 2016 or something like that, and they haven't raised the price, so I'm kind of locked. And I found the cheapest one, so that was part of the reason why I chose the PO box. It was like the lowest cost PO box I could find in my area, so I went with that. It was a nice area, and they haven't raised my price for a long time. So again, it's not. I think it's a small price to pay to keep your privacy. That sounds nice, Stacy. A vegan Wellington from Field Roast. You're getting me hungry. Let's see. Vegan Brian wants to know, do I have my guitar right by you? Give us a quick demo of my favorite song. Let's see. What could I play if I grabbed my guitar right now? Guys, I haven't been playing that much. Even though I was just playing, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I had a nice little session. No, it was yesterday with my electric guitars. But let me think if there's something that'd be fun to play on acoustic guitar. I'll keep that in mind. Nothing's coming up right now. Last CD/vinyl or downloads I bought. I told you last week a song that I'm totally nuts about right now. Did anyone check out that Monsta X song? I know you guys are probably scared. Like, it's K-pop. It's really cool. It's like this atmospheric, like house song with like cool, like analog 303 type basses, all chill and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone checked it out, but that's one song I've been into lately. Also, too, I don't want to get dinged. I just discovered a really cool song last night. Not from a K-pop artist, but actually from an independent musician from Los Angeles. Let me see if let me see if I don't want to get dinged. The artist is called NB Nikita, letters NB Nikita. The song is called Cared Enough. It just came out a couple days ago. So if that you want to check that out, that's a really groovy song. When I heard it, I was just going, whoa, this sounds like something I would make, sort of. Like, it's not as like, electronica, gothy kind of thing, atmospheric, but it has a really nice vibe, nice groove. So those are two songs you can check out if you want to see what I've been listening to for the past few days. I always wondered what the definition was of Wellington, because I've seen them. I know what they are. So Stacy says Wellington equals stuff, baked, and puff pastry. All right, thanks for sharing the definition of that there. Oh, it's hard to hear that. Block Party on Walmart close to you doesn't have any of the Beyond products anymore. Hopefully that's a temporary thing. Let's see, Uncle, do I deal with a Korean American star, Jay Park? Yeah, he's like an old school K-pop star. I mean, he's still around, but he's like from the prior generations or something like that. Let's see, Heidi, still like one only K-pop? The band One Only, that one? Because that's the band that Angie likes, One and Only or something like that. Yeah, I know if that's the band, I know who you're talking about too. Yeah, Jay Park, known for many things, rapper, R&B artist, as well as a garlic shot health drink. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, Angie likes that band too. In fact, she was trying. They're kind of a smaller K-pop band that Heidi's talking about there, and they were strangely on tour out here earlier this year. And Angie was trying to get me to take her to see them. I think it was some place kind of far away in sleazy part of Hollywood or something like that. I wasn't too keen on going. So she didn't push too hard, but I feel bad I didn't take Angie to go see them. So yeah, she's a fan of theirs. Oh, they just got rid of it all. I guess there wasn't much demand in your area block party at your Walmart there for the Beyond products. That sucks. Yeah, just on the inverse of that, I was just at our new market that we've been shopping at, and I didn't explore every nook and corner of the market. I just found the corner the other day when Angie and I went, where all the Beyond and Impossible products are. So, okay, if we need any of that or want any of that, we know where to look. Yeah, K-pop, huh, Milo? That sounds like a radio station, actually, with the K started off. Let's see. I saw Chase Avoir said, check out my newest song, The People Will Believe. So check out Chase Avoir's newest song, The People Will Believe. And I saw our Streamlabs bot there is mad at Stacy. I'm not sure he said Stacy, but yeah, there's like certain words that are like in a that you can't use, or else our Streamlabs bot will say that stuff too. So I don't know what he said. You probably there's a lot of false positives. Sometimes I don't know why it happens. So yeah, don't get mad. Hopefully it just happens sometimes. I should turn it off, but then I'll kick myself when some real a-hole comes here and starts using those words like, I turned my bad word filter off, and anyway. Nope, garlic juice shots, not my thing, Uncle. You got that right. Yeah, you won't catch me. You heard it here. You will not catch me doing any garlic juice shots for health or for the hell of it or just for shits and giggles. Not going to happen. Oh, Santa got you a gift certificate to one of the vegan food trucks in town, Sarah. Wow. Santa is smart. You have a smart so your Santa knows you quite well there. That's awesome. Fu Manpoo saw a woman with scabs on her butt cheeks today at the market. The question is, why would someone wear shorts? I take it. It could be holes in her pants or tights, but shorts, I assume, that reveal scabs on butt cheeks. That's just a little too much. Yeah, no, Sarah. Vegan Metalhead used to be friends with a vegan a-hole who would eat 2 bulbs of raw garlic in a day. Like, good for that person. Yeah. If you want to eat garlic, totally cool, especially like that, like garlic shots or something. Whoa, Sarah, what is that? What are you talking about there? What's happened to our live stream? It's getting kind of adult only rated now. Yeah, Heidi, how does that even happen? Heidi, ever walked out, found yourself at the market and realized, holy crap, my shorts are revealing my butt scabs right now. I should have worn something different than this. I'll try to remember to check out your song after the live stream, Chase of War, just like, just on your YouTube channel right now, I assume. Oh, one thing we talked about a little bit on yesterday's members only live stream that I think I would want to bring up with you guys is the idea that we are here at Happy Healthy Vegan, Ryan and Angie, very, we evolve with technology as new technology becomes available, new gears, software, methods, techniques, and hopefully next year, 2025, I'll have a way to have at least some of these Friday live streams, not all. I don't want to change what we got here radically, but once in a while, maybe like once a month. I don't know. I'm just pulling that number out of my butt. But, on occasion have like people live call in. I know that might take a little more work. I've tried it before, and with my Apple computers, my Macs here, I've had issues getting the video and audio to sync. So maybe we'll just do calls like video, like Zoom, just audio or something like that. And I'll probably need Angie's help as far as like screening calls and getting calls ready. I'm not sure, but I will look into that for 2025, and maybe we'll do that once in a while, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, our show, the tech on our show has been evolving gradually. If you look back at my live streams from like even say 2 years ago, we have way more stuff going on, and it's definitely compared to like 4 or 5 years ago. So I just want to share that with you. I'm looking to grow how the live stream works, and we will see where that takes us in 2025. Any plans for New Year's Eve? No. Maybe we'll do an impromptu live stream like we did, like I think 3 New Years ago. We celebrated New Year's for I think the Eastern and what's the next time zone? Central time zone. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe not. We'll see. How's it going? Angie and I haven't really talked about that. Goblin, what's my opinion of the anti-predation argument? The argument that vegans should go and hunt and kill animals? No, I'm not into vegans being hunters, if that's what you want, if that's what you're asking about. Even if the animals happen to be predators. I mean, animals are not moral agents. Unlike humans, they have no choice. So if a human feels it's their business to kill an animal because they think it's an asshole, well, maybe the human's being an asshole there. Anyway, let's get back to our other questions here. Wow, you guys are doing bonfires in Oregon. Here, actually, there's probably going to be a bunch of a-holes blowing up fireworks. It's been getting crazier. Even Christmas, some a-hole was blowing crap up like at 1 in the morning. I'm here at 11, 11:30, at midnight. I go, the guy's going to have to shut up. It's Christmas, and people don't want to stay up all night because of some a-hole. So yeah, I'm sure New Year's is going to be kind of crappy here. Oh, great, when you did the jury duty thing. Oh, tell us about it, because I told you how I got out of it. I delayed mine. I scheduled my jury duty for the week of Thanksgiving, and I kept checking in every day, said, no, you're cool. The next day, no, you're cool. Then the third day, you have served your jury duty service. Like, hell yeah. So that's a little hack I learned here. Not to say I wouldn't want to go or anything. I've done it before. It's actually kind of fun. But I don't get paid. I know, some of you guys have jobs where, you're, especially if you work for the government, they'll pay you for jury duty, or if you work in like a corporate job, they'll pay you something or whatever. I don't get jack shit. I lose money going to jury duty. So for me, it's kind of unfair for me to lose money to go serve, So anyway. Yeah, I thought I was a great juror, Sarah. I even took a leadership role in the deliberations, we had to make to figure out if the guy was guilty or not. Yeah, it was cool. I'm glad I did it. I don't have any regrets, but I don't want to do it that often. Yeah, where are the non-vegans tonight? At least the non-vegans who think we are horrible people and our diet is deficient and we're deteriorating. Where are you guys? If anyone is lurking in the background, come out and tell us why you think it's such vegans are bad people and the vegan food we eat is going to kill us and stuff. Yeah, we haven't had trolls in a while. And I'm kind of wondering if YouTube is just not suggesting us, the algorithm is not suggesting us anymore to non-vegans. That's my guess, but I don't know. And we've been talking about, where is Dr. Bear? You know, we miss Dr. Bear. We were talking about her last night. Che Savar used to make fun of vegans. Now look at you. Why'd you make fun of vegans before? Just kind of curious. We're kind of getting inside the mind of someone who was making fun of vegans in the past. Like, let us know. Like, what were you thinking? And how do you feel now about the stuff you may have said in the past? Okay, so Graven, regarding your jury duty, you weren't picked. It was crowded. Everyone was miserable. And you were happy they didn't want you. Awesome. And they paid you $15 for the jury duty. Do you have to go back? Is that just like one day, $15 for one day? Or do they just say, we don't want you, you're done, you know, and here's your $15 for your service? Okay, so Chase of War, you mocked vegans for being weak. You're a dingus in your teams. Well, like, yeah, some vegans are weak, just like some meat eaters are weak. But some vegans are like super strong. Like we've had, we have professional athletes. We have gold medal winners in the Olympics. We have vegan strongmen. We have vegan bodybuilders. And you have some that have like more petite bodies, you know, for whatever reasons. They don't want to get muscular, or they don't do weight training or whatever. So yeah, it all depends. Yeah, non-vegans, vegans can have the same body types for, you know, whatever, you know. Oh, here we go. Paul Emil Jr. Chillin said there hasn't been a lifelong vegan that can excel in sport. They had to have a meat foundation. So you're saying, well, first of all, most people aren't born vegan. You know, I lived 30 plus years of my life as a non-vegan, and you can't hold that against me. Oh, you weren't lifelong vegan or something like that. But the fact is, there are people who haven't eaten any meat who have achieved elite levels in physically demanding areas, like say bodybuilding. I can show you a bodybuilder who's been on the cover of Men's Fitness who hasn't eaten any meat his entire life. He was born into like a Hare Krishna vegetarian family, and then from there he became vegan after that. Never ate an ounce of meat, yet he has a body that probably put anyone you've ever met in your real life to shame, including yours. So what do you think about that? Let me just show you. Like, talk is cheap. Let's go have a look at a person who's never had any meat. Let's see. Nimai Delgado fitness cover. Here we go. Let me see if I can get the full image here. Here, what do you think about that? You know, this person's never eaten a speck of meat, and he's been on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. Where are you, Paul Emil Jr. Chillin? Have you ever achieved any level of success, like saying being on the cover of a fitness magazine? Assuming that's your pursuit. If you're like, say, like a basketball player, you probably wouldn't be on the cover of a fitness magazine. Some are look like bodybuilders. Many look like Steph Curry or something like that. I'm just saying, if your pursuit is fitness and getting buff and swole, one of the highest achievements beyond, like, say, you know, like competing or something like that, and I don't know if he does, is being on Muscle and Fitness. So what do you think about that? You're saying you have to have meat as a foundation. Well, Nimai has never had a piece of meat his entire life and still achieved a physique like that. So Sarah adds, I have no problems gaining muscle on a vegan diet. And I have to say, since I've been vegan, since I started pursuing some more weight training to accompany my basketball, I've achieved strength that I never had ever before. Back when I was eating meat, back when I was younger, you know, everything's like squatting more, bench pressing more, I'm jumping higher. So, you know, so there goes that baloney argument too. So what happened to our friend here who claims that you have to have meat as a foundation? There's been no lifelong elite athletes that were meatless in their entire lives. Well, I just found one without thinking too effing hard, and I'm sure we could find some more, but this is the first person that came to my mind. So what do we think about that? Are you going to try to gaslight that? Paul Emil Jr. Shillian, what do you think, sir? Or should we take the hot picture of Nimai off, Sarah? Calm yourself down, Sarah. But anyway, there goes that lame argument there. So anyway, Oh, I see our bot just blocked his comment. He said our bot said, "Please refrain from spamming caps." It's funny how people will do that, you know, like haters will come here and spam in all caps. How come you just can't talk like a normal person? First of all, why can't you just come here and say hello, like introduce yourself? Like, because you can see we're having a peaceful conversation here. We're not fighting, we're not debating or anything like that. Oh, steroids. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so there's the thing. Vegans can't win. Steroids. Vegans can't win. So vegans are weak. So we have a vegan who gets strong. Oh, it's because he's on steroids. Well, how about the other guys that look like this on the, I already just turned the page, that have the same type of physique as Nemai's? They're not on steroids. So a vegan you can't win. If you get big, you're on steroids. And if you're not big, well, that's normal because vegans are weak. So your argument makes no sense. Steroids are used by a ton of people in that industry or whatever you want to call it, I'm sure. And to assume that a vegan must be using them to achieve those kinds of gains is a false assumption. And you're denying the fact that all these meat-eating bros are probably on steroids themselves. So just don't have a baseless accusation. You have no evidence that Nimai Delgado is on steroids. You have zero evidence, and to assert that is actually slanderous. Hey, Michael, thank you for your super chat tip there. Very kind $20 super chat tip. Thank you so much, Michael Askew. We always love your live streams, and long may they continue. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, and I hope so. With you guys as being here, supporting us, not just through super chats, even though those are very helpful. I can't emphasize that enough. But just your support, just being here, you know, is equally, at least, if not more so. So thank you guys for supporting us here. So Vegan Brian Animal Activist has some names for Paul Emile Jr. Chilean to look up. So let's talk about, like, say, Nick Squirrels, Patrick Baboumian, Nimai Delgado, who I just showed you, Jahina, Malik Kendrick, Ferris, Kendrick Ferris, Kendrick Ferris, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Kendrick Ferris, he was the Olympic athlete. He was in his year, he's a United States male weightlifter, and in his year he was the only United States male to even qualify for lifting in the Olympics. He beat out the meat eaters. So explain that, you know, steroids. No, you can't in there. Nate Diaz, Blanco Barney, list goes on there. So there's tons of elite athletes. Yeah, most of them don't have the luxury that Nimai Delgado had of being born into a Hare Krishna family that didn't already eat meat. But there was dairy. Hare Krishna diets aren't dairy free. They're not vegan, but they're meat free. And like I said, Nimai continued that and became vegan later on in life, never ate meat. I know that because I talked to him firsthand about this. It's all about workout schedule, your training, how much you eat, and also you're missing out, Chase Savar, genetics. You know, you're just God-given genetics. If you're super kind of tall like me, 6'5", or on the shorter side, different body types put on muscle differently, or a different amount of effort required, you know, so there's and then there's steroids too. You got to be on steroids. All vegans who are above have to be on steroids, right? And all those meat eaters never cheat. Those are the cleanest people in the world. They never take steroids. Anyway. Oh yeah, Derek Simnett. Yeah, we forgot that, Var. Let's look at Derek Simnett. That dude is natty and has thighs that could crack walnuts. But Paul Emile Jr. Children will just say steroids, and he's no. Derek is clean as a whistle. Is that something that's clean? So anyway, guys, anything else you want to say, Paul Emile Jr. Chillin, besides just throw out these crazy claims that any vegan who has any muscle has to be on steroids and it's impossible for vegans to get strong? We'll look at Patrick Baboumian break a strongman yoke pull world record. If you want to see that too, I'll be happy to show that too. I can't say he's been vegan his entire life or meat free his entire life like Nimai, but he's long-term vegan like me, and he's, you know, at least at one point was in the Guinness Book of World Records for a strongman feat. Very few people can make that claim. So if you'd like to see that, we'll show you that, Paul. Or Paul, do you feel like taking back what you said now? Do you realize what you said is just ignorant? And I'm not saying that in a mean way. Ignorance is often something that people aren't even aware of. They heard some bullshit from other people like Joe Rogan or Jim Bros, and they didn't realize what these people were telling them is baseless, it's false, but you accepted it as true because maybe you respected who said it, and now that you see that you're wrong, do you want to say anything like, okay, I take that back. Yeah, you can be vegan and buff or strong or a professional athlete or a gold medal winner in the latest Olympics or previous Olympics. You wanted to walk that back and say, yeah, I was wrong. Thanks for teaching me or informing me about some stuff I had previously not been exposed to. Thank you. Do you want to thank me, or do you want to double down and throw some more bullshit at us? It's your game if you're still here. Paul Emile Jr. Chilean. And yeah, Stacy points out a good point. Veganism is not about proving to the world how strong we are, or how buff we are, or how fast we are, what a elite athlete we are. We're just regular people. This veganism has nothing to do about being an athlete. Doesn't mean you can't be an athlete and a vegan. I'm an athlete and a vegan, but you don't have to. As Stacy says, yeah, I'm a junk food vegan. I'm not in it for weight or health. I just don't want to put harm on others for no reason, others being animals. Okay, Sarah's going out on a limb that AJ will be here in about 12 minutes. So, all right, we'll see. I have 6:41 right now, so let's see if AJ gets here in that time frame. Sarah, I like how you go out on a limb and make these predictions. Fu Man Poo, I'll take bro science for $500, Alex. I know, huh? Yeah, but veganism is not a diet designed to make one a professional athlete or anything like that. In case we're new, like our friend here, I forgot his name already, is, in case we're new, let's look what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not a diet. We have to eat something if we believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. We have to eat something that's consistent with that belief. You just can't say, animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, but I'm going to have a steak, which is a product of animal cruelty and exploitation. We eat plants and fungi because we don't have to exploit animals for that. Oh, is our friend back? Let's see what our friend has to say here. Hang on one second. Okay. So anyway, I respect their dedication in reducing suffering, but veganism has yet to prove to excel at elite levels. Well, veganism is not about excelling at elite levels. Do you understand that? It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. However, Paul Emile Jr. Chillin, wrong button. Eating a diet of just plants, if you put in the right training and you're dedicated and you have the right genetics, you still can be an elite athlete. I mean, do you want, like, elite athlete, elite levels? What do you think about winning gold medals in the Olympics? If you win a gold medal in the Olympics, you're an elite athlete because you beat other elite athletes at the most elite competition. And I made a video earlier this year of the many athletes this year's Olympics that won gold medals who were vegan. Do you want me to show you some of this? Again, you probably are not aware of this. Probably in the circles you're hanging out with, they don't talk about all these amazing gold medal vegan athletes, but I covered no less than 3 at this year's Olympics. And so if we went down to silver and bronze, there's probably even more. So just to even medal at the Olympics, you're an elite athlete. But we got at least 3 gold medal athletes. So what do you think about that, Paul? Is winning a gold medal, is that automatic? I mean, you're an elite athlete. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with this proposition, Paul, that only elite athletes win gold medals at the Olympics? Yes or no, Paul? It's all I want to see. Yes, I agree that only elite athletes win gold medals at the Olympics. Yes or no? No, I disagree. You can be a shit athlete and still win a gold medal and somehow magically beat out all these other world-class athletes. I mean, it's yes or no. Sarah says, my ex-brother-in-law is an ultramarathon junkie and vegan, and his PR times are insane, all done while vegan, and he's 55. Okay, Paul, so yes, you agree that in order to win a gold medal at the Olympics, you are an elite athlete. Well, earlier, Paul Emil Jr. Chillen, you said there are no vegan elite athletes. Well, I'll pull up my video if you want to see at least 3 vegan gold medalists who won at this year's Olympics. Do you believe me? Do you want the link to that? Because the information's out there. I'm not making this crap up. My information comes from just the normal sources, like news sources, and the Olympic results. It's out there. Also could have been on sport. I mean, any sport, Paul, any sport. To win a gold medal, you have to be an elite athlete. And you might say, well, I don't know about that sport. I mean, no, to compete at that level, you have to be an elite athlete. You just can't be some half-ass athlete, because someone who's world-class will beat your ass. You can't just be a crap athlete and beat out the best in the world. And you might not know what it takes to, say, be a world-class volleyball player or something. One of the gold medalists was a volleyball player. You might not know what kind of training, what kind of cardiovascular and strength training you need to have to win a gold medal, to compete against other players of that caliber, have that kind of fitness and skill, for instance. So, Paul, don't try to wiggle out of it. In any sport, in the Olympics, they're all physical summer sports, or it's not like chess or something like that. Even though I hear chess players now are weight training and running and stuff like that to get that extra energy and edge. But my point is, to win a gold medal, you have to be an elite athlete, and there were no less than 3 vegans who won at this year's Olympics. So I think we can close your argument here, Paul. Do you agree that we're done? That it is very possible, in fact, very real, that there are elite athletes who are vegan? I wonder, Graven, if Paul believes he could beat any woman at his sport just because he has a male genitalia. I wonder. Yeah, there could be even more vegan athletes, huh, G-Light? They just might not want to advertise the fact that they're eating a vegan diet or that they're vegan. Hey, Fallon Marie, good to see you. So anyway, thanks for your questions, Paul. Hopefully you've learned something rather than just dug in and not open to the information being presented to you here, that there are vegan elite athletes. In fact, vegan strongmen who hold world records, or at least held them for some point. I don't know if they've been broken by someone else in the time frame. Anyway, P-Doodle 1911, do I think aliens will reveal themselves in 2025? If I were a betting or gambling man, I would bet on no. But who the hell knows? Who knows if there's aliens? Be an awful waste of space out there if there weren't any other kind of life, intelligent or not, So who knows? I'm open to alien revelation. Hopefully they come. Since they'll be way more advanced than us, if they could travel the vast distances of interstellar space and survive and get here, and they'd be way more technologically advanced than we could imagine. So they could kill us all if they really wanted to. They'd be that much more advanced. So hopefully they won't treat us like we treat the freaking animals. The loving animals. People treat them like freaking animals. Oh, I am more intelligent than the animals, therefore I have the right to kill them. Hopefully the aliens aren't stupid like a lot of humans are. AJ in 8 minutes. God, we got a good little betting going on. AJ might be busy. It is the holidays still, right? So I mean, the Christmas week. So who knows? She might be out for the day. We'll see. Lotto ticket? No, I didn't know our lotto was like $1 billion jackpot or something right now. Uncle, did you get one? I didn't even know. I rarely buy lotto tickets. I can't remember the last time I bought one. Graven thinks the aliens aren't arriving. They are leaving. Yeah, maybe they're here right now and bailing. Who knows? Hey, Johnny. Good to see you, Johnny Bravo. Heidi says, nope, AJ has to come. I wonder if Paul Emil Jr. Chillen is still here, because he was on here earlier saying how vegans can't really be world-class athletes. elite athletes, or even just like get big and strong. And I know Johnny Bravo is into weight training, so maybe if Samuel's still here, Johnny Bravo can answer some of your questions, or just deal with some of your thoughts about how vegans can't get strong or buff or anything like that. Let's see. So anyway, let's see. Vegan Animal Defender 269. Like, why call animals exploiters meat eaters? Well, it's just one word. I don't exclusively refer to animal exploiters as meat eaters. It excludes vegetarians, reduces veganism to a diet, and misrepresents. Yeah, I'm just picking words here. I was responding to a particular person at this. When I think that's what you're talking about, to a particular meat eater who was trying to say that people who eat plants are unable to achieve high levels of athleticism and success and all that stuff. So I just pick my words as I do, and if I offend anyone, it's not my intent. Sorry. Michael, last vinyl or digital I bought. I tell you, I don't really buy music anymore. I mean, since I've since I started getting Apple Music bundled in with my Apple cloud whatever, I just been streaming music forever now, so I can't say I've bought any music. Even vinyl, I'm actually trying to get rid of some vinyl. The only vinyl I've gotten recently was my own stuff, my like Love Spirals Downwards Flux reissue copies. That's my most recent vinyl. So yeah, I don't have any vinyls or music that I've bought. There's stuff I'm listening to hardcore right now, and I've shared a few with them. I've mentioned a few names earlier in tonight's live stream, but I didn't buy them or anything like that. I'm just listening to them on Apple Music. You can listen to them on Spotify if that's your thing too. Yeah, we have great record stores here too, but if I'm going there, I'm often looking to like sell stuff. Okay, Samuel wants to point out, Ryan, there is a champion vegan bodybuilder, Maddie McConnell. Okay, I was not aware of that person, but thanks for sharing that in case our person, what's his name again? Lost him. Anyway, in case our anti-vegan person is still here, needs some more evidence that you can be a successful or a elite athlete and not eat any animal products, there's another one for you. Let's see. Johnny says, I always recommend people to watch Mike Israel here on YouTube when it comes to weight training. Cool, never heard the name before. Thanks for the suggestions. Let's see. Marcello says, Ed refers to non-vegans as meat eaters. Shouldn't we be more conscious about choosing words? People already misrepresent veganism as a diet. I mean, there's so many words one can pick. And often when you're discussing with a non-vegan, you want to just make a distinction between, how someone's eating. We're not, meat eaters versus vegans. I don't think it's inaccurate or improper to refer to non-vegans as meat eaters, but sometimes I refer to them as non-vegans as well. Meat eaters is referring to dietary things, food, and veganism is a way of life. It's a stance against animal cruelty, but built into that stance against animal cruelty is we have to eat plants. If we don't want to die, we got to eat something. So I don't think it's terribly inaccurate or terribly diet-centric to call someone a meat eater. But I'll think about it, whatever. I don't think it's the end of the world. We have bigger problems to worry about as far as veganism goes. And at the end of the day, I'm sure both me and Ed wholeheartedly agree with the idea that veganism is not a diet. But there is a diet connected to it because, like I said, you got to eat something or else you're going to die. Yeah, Sarah brings up the counterpoint. Meat eaters equals people who eat meat. And yeah, I think the point is that they don't like that. It kind of simplifies veganism as like being a diet. It's defining it in terms of eating. But then I would put this out there as well as a counterpoint. Well, when you call someone a meat eater, you're necessarily implying that it's meat. It came from exploiting and harming animals. The food that you enjoy and identify with as being so important for your health and muscles and crap like that is not necessary for either of those, and it necessitates killing. You know, meat comes from animals. It's part of this flesh of a once living animal. So anyway, Johnny, your phone is about to die. Do what you gotta do. If you gotta go, you gotta go. If you can plug it in and charge it, it's all good. Food wants to know, is my head covering a religious thing? Like what? Like a yarmulke or something? Or no, it's just covering my head right now. It's all here. I got my hair and everything. I'm not bald or anything. It's just, it's just not looking good right now. I'm thinking about going and get it cut next week. I have this dilemma. Should I get it cut? I think I found a local place that could do a decent job. But I kind of like putting it back in a man bun when I go play basketball. I dig that. So I'm not sure. I like the man bun for basketball, getting it cut shorter for YouTube. I don't know what to do. Sarah's going for cut it. So I'll take that into consideration, Sarah. Like I said, I found a place I can walk to, like maybe 10 minutes from here. That's totally cool. Before I'd always have to drive to some different town, or city. So I might go do it. Giovanni asks, have I seen a vegan power lifter named Baron Dixon? No, I don't think I have. He's 58, been vegan for 7 years, and he lifts really heavy, even heavier than what Sean Baker does. No, I haven't seen that. Does he make fun of Baker? Like, Baker thinks he's such hot shit and stuff. Let's see. Uncle, are you going to make some collard greens, black-eyed peas, and cornbread for New Year's Day? Probably not the cornbread. That sounds more complicated, but we did buy some black-eyed peas, a can of black-eyed peas for New Year's Day. It's a Southern tradition. Uncle and my family, my mom's side, we come from the South, and black-eyed peas, I hated them when I was a kid. My mom used to make me eat them. I thought they were, she said they're good luck or good prosperity, I don't know, something like that. But now I'm a vegan. I love black-eyed peas. So yeah, I remember Hoppin' John's. That's what we're gonna have for New Year's, right, Angie? Hoppin' John's.
Recipe from the book.
Yeah, get the recipe from the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook, the Hoppin' John's recipe. So that's what we're gonna have for New Year's.
Easy.
Yeah, it's really easy too. We make it sometimes just not on New Year's because it's delicious. I like my peasant food, black-eyed peas and some kind of kale or collard or something like that. It's like
put celery in mine.
Yeah, but vegan food is super expensive. And we saw that steak and butter gal saying it's cheaper to eat steak than beans and like the peasant greens and stuff like that. I call complete bullshit too.
I want to say for the record, I'm on the fence about cutting your hair or maintaining it.
You're on the fence?
I wouldn't let it grow much longer though, I would say.
So I should get it cut, right?
Yeah, either get it cut or get it trimmed.
I mean, what's the difference? I go to a place, they're going to cut it, right?
Yeah, they'll probably go nuts.
But I have a cool new photo reference of that K-pop star. I forgot. It was a band I didn't even heard of. I was just going through my...
Just show a picture of you.
I was going through my Reddit. I go, this guy's hair's kind of like mine. It has like the same like thick and thin, the same parts.
Randomly, I had it pushed to me on my algorithm on Instagram.
So I saved
I think I also saw it on YouTube. I'm like, that guy's everywhere.
So I saved the photo. So if I go, I'll take that. I go, I don't know who this guy is, but his hair's kind of like mine. So I think if we can make it kind of like that, I'd be quite pleased. Like the same length. His forehead is even a little higher like mine too. So I think that helps. A lot of the guys I've taken photo references have normal, just shorter foreheads, So we'll see.
You're so funny.
And we're taking a bet, like when will AJ get here?
Oh, okay. You haven't seen her yet?
Yeah.
And Sarah's here?
Yeah, Sarah's here. Yeah, I showed the cards.
You did.
I showed Sarah the birthday card that I got like 6 months late because I'm stupid.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. It's an all nerds.
Oh, your new show.
Yeah, it's all nerds.
Yeah, your Korean dating reality show, I guess, huh?
It's super famous. It's funny too because Sukin was just like saying he didn't get it, how they show all the beautiful nature scenes. He's like, that would be annoying. So I thought of that immediately because they're showing us the most beautiful nature at the prettiest place. Well,
thanks for everyone's weighing in on my haircut situation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll go next week because
You probably could.
they'll probably open on Monday. Monday's not really a holiday or anything like that, unless they're normally, a lot of salons are closed on Monday. I'll take a look. So yeah,
might be able to squeeze one in before the New Year.
Yeah, maybe on New Year's Eve in the day or something.
No,
we'll see. Don't know. Yeah, Sarah, my hair's not my way for basketball though. That's what I like about the man bun. I kind of like the look of the man bun. I feel like with my hair back, I leave a little couples hanging down. I feel like kind of tough or badass. And when I have a nice, short, proper haircut, I feel like I look very sweet and nice or something like that. I think I just look a little more fierce, slightly more fierce with the man bun for basketball. Not just saying looking fierce is important for basketball, but I kind of like the whole image, being 6'5" and man bun and long arms and everything, and my cool little basketball outfits. Anyway, Uncle, he wants his next haircut to look like V from BTS. He's got a lot of cool haircuts. Yeah, he always looks really stylish and cool. So if you can get your hair to look like V from BTS, I think that's who you're referring to, or I think that's who you're talking about, Taeyong there. But anyway, yeah, if I trim it now, Angie could maybe do that. I'm just hoping if I go to the hair place here, I can take the photo reference. I'm saying, look, even if you don't cut a whole lot, can you make it look like this? Because before I've taken photo references where the hair of the dude's kind of longer, and they give me like a really buzz cut. I think they feel like customers are expecting a lot of hair to get cut off. I go, no, I just want to look better. I don't need a ton of hair to cut off. Just make it look cool. So anyway, so I'm not sure. So we'll see what happens. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of nice that I haven't had my hair cut in maybe like 6-7 months. Saved all that money, so that's cool. So we'll see. Yeah, photos are good. We'll see what I got. I'm just not going to go back where I got it cut last time. Too far, and they totally didn't give me anything close to what I brought in. They cut off way too much hair. I got pissed. I go, why did I even bring in these photos of dudes with kind of longer hair and give me this short haircut? Anyway, enough of me and my my hair dilemma or anything like that. Let's see. Vegan Animal Defender asks, can someone be vegan while still using animals? What do you mean by using animals? Or what belongs to them, as long as there are no cruelty involved? What do you mean using animals? I mean, I have animals. I have cats. Am I using them? I'm not sure what using means. Or no cruelty involved. I don't give any cruelty to my cats, or whatever the verb would be, so I'm not sure. Can you be a little more specific? But you already have a name, Vegan Animal Defender 269, so I'm sure you and I would look at animal cruelty and exploitation in the same way, right? Or something. I'm not sure what you're getting at. Tell them the less they cut the hair, the bigger the tip. I just want to let them know I don't mind having some of the length. I think where I went before is a Korean salon in Orange County, and there's a language barrier. Yeah, they spoke English there, the hair cutter stylist, but not great. So I'm hoping I'll be able to communicate more clearly about what I'm looking for. So we'll see how it all works out. Angie's mom was a hairstylist? I think Angie told me that before, Uncle. I have some vague recollection of that. Hey, Gladys, thanks for the Happy New Year's wishes. Hopefully you guys all have a good New Year's too. Stay safe. Don't, get too wasted. Don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle or anything like that. If you or your driver are impaired, be safe. The whole goal of New Year's is not to F yourself. Don't barf your guts out. Don't get hit and crash or anything like that. Be safe, because it's a dangerous holiday. It's a holiday that's all about getting drunk. Hey, Chaya Brennan, are you still here? Let's see. But no, Uncle, tell me more about Angie's mom being a hairstylist. Free train rides on New Year's? Well, that's good, Heidi. Tired Tommy says, ha 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 ha. Okay, Tommy, anything else you want to tell us besides ha 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 ha? But welcome to the live stream. Amateur night? What, New Year's is amateur night? No, it's like professional drinking night, you know? I mean, as far as the level of drinking goes, it's when people like, you know, I think that's the goal. I mean, at least when I was younger, I was guilty of that too. I thought, yeah, at the stroke of midnight, I want to be drunk and happy with friends and stuff like that. And now I don't have any desire like that. I remember a few New Year's ago, maybe like 5, 6 years, 7 years ago, at the stroke of midnight, I was pretty wasted from cannabis, and David Gilmour was ripping into the solo of Echoes, Part 1, on the first half of Live at Pompeii DVD. I'm going, this is awesome. He's doing that crazy like fuzz solo, and I go, this is awesome. This is an awesome way to usher in the new year. Yeah, and there's a lot of police checkpoints too, as Uncle points out, on New Year's Eve. They know it's easy pickings. Like, you know, half the people out there are probably going to have some issues being under .08 here in California. That's good, Varlish. Yeah, New Year's Eve, yeah, it's a good time to be home alone and warm. It's usually pretty cold and not, you know, it's not a great night to go out, you know. It's cold, a lot of drunks out, and, you know, all the problems that go along with too many people on too much booze. Well, yeah, vegan animal fetter. Yeah, veganism, using. I wasn't sure what you meant by using. Yeah, using an animal, yeah, means using animals or something from them for human purposes. And I've talked about that many times. That's exploitation. Like, say, in the terms of, like, say, bee honey. A lot of people, what's wrong with bee honey? Like, how's that not vegan? Well, why do bees produce honey for? They make it for bee purposes, the bee colony, the health of the colony, and all the bees in it, the queen. It's for bee purposes. So if a human were to come and take it, yeah, they're using the work, the product of the work. The bees didn't work for the humans. They spent all that energy that their genetics have wired them to be these honey gatherers and process it for bee purposes. And to take the product of their work away from them is exploiting them, because even if you're not selling it, you're just taking it for your own selfish or personal purposes. You're still taking the bee work and using it for your benefit to enjoy, which you shouldn't be. And if you're selling it, then you're fully 100% exploiting them. You're using them as a means to make money. And again, bees don't make honey for humans. They make it for themselves. So we're on the same page here, Vegan Animal Defender. I'm not sure if you're trying to like trap me or anything like that, but I've talked about this 100 times on this live stream, what exploitation is. I pulled up the definition at least like several dozen times to show what exploitation means, is to unfairly take the product of someone else's work for your own purposes. You know, that's exploitation. Honey is insect fart barf, huh? Right, Milo? Let's see. Fu Man Poo says, I had a stranger pass you a big joint at a Gilmore gig long ago. You got lost in the parking lot after the show. Well, at least you made it home eventually, huh? And there's some mention of mushrooms here. Yeah, whatever you want to do on New Year's, it's all good. Anyway, wasted off cannabis, Allison. I don't know how to describe it. I was very happily high on cannabis that New Year's Eve years back when at the stroke of midnight, Dale Gilmour was ripping into the solo of Echoes, you know. So I don't know if I was wasted or just pleasantly high, but I was really feeling it. I'm not sure if mushrooms offer clarity and perception. I can speak very authoritatively with this in the sense I did a decent share of mushrooms in the 90s and early 2000s. So I've gone down that road a few times, let's say. I can't say that it brought any additional knowledge to me that's like based in objective reality or something like that. It can help you get your thoughts together, but it can actually help confuse you too. I've seen people come to horrible life changes after taking mushrooms. There's some anti-vegan a-hole, I'm not going to give him the time of day. He said the mushrooms told him to stop being vegan and to start eating meat and make videos slandering people like myself who are vegan. That just shows you how there's, you can't like say like, oh, the mushroom spoke to me and told me this, because it might tell you one thing, yeah, veganism is great, and tell that other wicked a-hole that veganism's bad. So just it's a spiritual experience, and it's very subjective, and appreciate it for the magical, amazing beauty, which it is, and it's not understood. We don't really know what's happening in a mushroom state, but I don't think you're learning anything objective from some kind of objective, independently existing being or something like that. So anyway, everything, Chase. Weed is better than booze. And Tara wants to know, hey Ryan, I know those guitars aren't really the vibe with the music you play, but have you ever played a Kramer Beretta? I had a Kramer guitar that I bought like in the late 80s. It wasn't that one. It had like a Floyd Rose whammy bar. It's kind of a metalish guitar or something like that. I got rid of it a long time ago. I just wanted to have a Strat-like guitar. I had a humbucker. It was a single coil humbucker in the bridge. I just wanted something with a tremolo bar and had like Strat-like sounds. I kind of wish I kept it now after all these years, because it is it did get some nice tones. Let's see, Sarah, you did mushrooms twice in the 90s and there was no clarity. I know. I've had mushroom experiences that just left me overwhelmed and confused. Other ones where I just peacefully went along with it. Went along with the magical ride that the beautiful mushrooms took me on, and it was amazing. And but I can't say I've came to any like great ethical or philosophical like conclusions that I knew were like totally true after that. I had some like weird hunches and stuff, but once I thought about them years later, I go, no, that idea was wrong for these reasons. But anyway, that's cool, Travis. A Kramer Strat ripoff for $80 sounds like a great deal. Oh, Uncle, yeah, I've had to talk down many people while they were high, like people on all sorts of drugs, such as LSD, mushrooms, ecstasy, and ketamine. Just off the top of my head, at least those 4 drugs I've talked people down from. People falling into K-holes from ketamine, the whole 9 yards. Yes, I used to go to raves and stuff. I worked at clubs where we did Dayglow paint rooms and stuff like that. I've been around many people on many different drugs. So yeah. Let's see, Fu Man Poo, you had fun with psychedelics. Weed made you paranoid and smoked a lot of weed. Yeah, weed can have that effect on people. I don't know how much of it is set and setting, like what kind of environmental setting you're in, and what your psychological set is like. All these things, LSD, mushrooms, cannabis, they're very dependent on set and setting. And I like to do things like that where I can control or the variables and limit how much weird shit can happen. So yeah, I just do those like by myself or with Angie in the peace of here. I know some drunk guy's not going to walk in or something like that. A cop's not going to be right in front of me, hopefully. It's going to be chill, controlled environment. Vegan Animal Fender 269. Why not use Vegan Society's 1951 definition, which focuses on exploitation and includes cruelty? Well, I don't really, that's what I talk about all the time. Vegan animal offenders, animal cruelty and exploitation. Very rarely do I get into this far as possible and practicable, but I like those words. I like those additions, and here's why. Because it shows that veganism isn't like 100% like Jainism. Like, we're not Jainists. We understand that there could be some accidental harm that comes from, like, say, the food that we eat, and one can argue, hey, that's not animal cruelty and exploitation. It's it's just accidents. But there's some cruelty to get accidentally stepped on by a tractor or whatever. So anyway, it just shows that we're not about perfection. If you gotta eat food and there might be some accidental harm, so be it. But at least we're not actively calling for animals to be bred into existence and then treated unfairly and cruelly their whole lives, exploited their whole lives, and then slaughtered eventually. Yeah, is there a way to produce plants where there's zero harm whatsoever? There might be, but that's not on the onus of vegans to seek out the only food chains we can buy plants from are ones that are certified zero harm. I mean, there's no such thing, even if you go to a farmer's market, they could lie to you. So yeah, no animals ever get harmed here. You don't know. So it's as far as possible and practical. We live in an imperfect world and there's no onus to be perfect. Does that mean, hey, I'm hungry tonight, I can't find any beans or bananas or potatoes, I'm going to go to El Pollo Loco and order a chicken burrito? No, it doesn't mean that. You can go to El Pollo Loco and get a bean burrito. So it's not like an excuse to be a lazy vegan. It's just, it's a way to show meat eaters who have these fucked up definitions of what veganism is. They think there's no like animals never get harmed or anything like that. No, it's not that at all. So I think that's what's great about that definition, that it leaves open that there can be some harm. And so in the case of medicines, who was it again? Vegan Animal Defender 269. Even the Vegan Society says, yeah, I mean, if you have to take a medication, take it, because unfortunately we can't change the laws. We can try. There's some lobbying going on, but unfortunately, medications, drugs need to get tested in this country by the FDA. There's something different in the United Kingdom or EU, whatever. But unfortunately, if you need to take a medication to treat an illness you have so you don't die, you're not supposed to die. As far as possible and practical, it's really not that practical to die because you don't want to take a medicine, So that, I think that's what the definition leaves open for this idea of not perfection, and you don't have to die for veganism. Veganism is not a death sentence. It's not a death cult. If you have to go to the dentist and they're going to yank a tooth out, don't give me any pain medication because it's tested on an animal. Like, no, just take the medication. It's not these medicines are being tested continually forever and ever. I'm sure once they get the FDA approval, it's done. But what are you going to do? You're going to let your tooth rot in there? You're just going to have them yank it out like with no pain medication? Hell no. So that's another reason why I like the possible and practicable wording. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, and Taro, that's what I said, the whole medication thing. There's reasons why I like that definition that I use from the Vegan Society. Is it perfect? No definition is perfect, and I want to make it very clear. I'm not saying that definition I show all the time here. I'm not saying it's the only or the best definition of veganism, but it really works wonderfully for my purposes. And what are my purposes? Answering or responding to misinformation from anti-vegans and non-vegans and knuckleheads like that. This is an extremely powerful and wonderful definition for that purpose, which is my purpose. But if your purposes are different from mine, then use another definition that works out better for your purposes. But for me to respond to all these idiots, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, the list goes on, these why I'm no longer vegan people, this definition is an effing gold mine. It is awesome. Yeah, and Tara, we live, unfortunately, in a non-vegan world, and we're all just trying our best. It's almost impossible to maintain perfection when our world is the way it is. Vegan Animal Defender. No, I'm not a person that goes around talking about... I've seen some prominent vegan activists say that veganism is all about harm minimization. I'm not calling for harm minimization. That's not what veganism is. It's clearly a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Do you understand that? I'm 100% on board. That's what vegan is. I'm not saying vegans are about having the least amount of harm, but that is a side product. We do cause the least amount of harm. I'm just saying it's impossible to cause zero harm. Again, I'm not justifying accidental crop deaths or anything like that. There's just no way around that. I mean, what would your suggestion be? I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, about let's say crop deaths, like how do you deal with that? I mean, I'm just saying that's why I like as far as possible and practical. So when some asshole, some Joe Rogan bro comes to me and says, well, animals get caught in the combine harvester, I go, yeah, and that has nothing to do with veganism. You eat plants, right? You're not a carnivore. You eat plants. Your plants are probably using the same methods that my plants, because we're eating the same plants. So if an animal is actually caught in a combine harvester, that's not the fault of veganism. It's the result of the methods of how they harvested the food. The reason why I bring that up is like, what's the alternative to not eat food? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, what's the alternative to not eat food that may or may not have had a crop death? I don't know, other than starving yourself. Yeah. I'm not talking about harm. I'm talking about clearly, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And a mediator could argue that getting caught in a combine harvester is animal cruelty. I'm not sure if that's a common argument, but that's why I bring this up. Animals can get killed in the production of food. If you want to characterize killing and combine harvester death as exploitation, cruelty, or harm, I'm not sure. The bottom line is an animal gets killed, and that's not the fault of vegans or veganism. I'm not sure why you're fighting with me. I'm a vegan. I'm here defending veganism pretty much for free, and I've been doing so since 2013. And you seem to have an issue with me, and I'm sensing some aggressive kind of negative vibes just because you are unhappy of my choice to use this definition. Well, I hate to tell you, it's my free choice as a vegan to use this definition when responding. Like I said, this is probably the best definition in the world for my purposes, for responding to people like Joe Rogan and stuff. However, if I were doing something else, I might choose a different definition. Like I said, each definition has its pluses and minuses. None are perfect. There's trade-offs. If you add some other words and leave off some others, well, it makes something stronger, but other things weaker. This one is really powerful for my purposes. If I weren't a YouTube responder, to anti-vegans, or just talking to people on the street, I might use a different definition. But why are you not allowing me, as an independent free thinker, a free vegan in a free country, not to use the definition that I find to be the best for my kind of activism? Why do I have to do what you think is the best? Why are you better than me? Or why are you you're an authoritarian over me or something like that? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what fucking difference does it make? Yeah, and Travis, I didn't even point out, people get killed in slaughterhouses too. People get killed in agriculture production in the fields. Is that a vegan thing? It's not. We're not perfect. Anyway, thank you, Sarah. I think I make sense, and I think I'm able to justify how I go about my business as a vegan activist, and I think my reasons make complete sense. I just don't understand why some people think they need to tell me how to do my business here. Like, why? I think what I'm doing is fine. I don't think anything I'm saying here is like, making veganism or portraying veganism incorrectly. I say pretty much on every response video, that veganism is not a diet. And it's not about harm reduction. Watch my videos, Vegan Animal Defender 269. You will not see me saying veganism is about harm reduction. Only time I bring up harm reduction is when I show the graphs about how many animals are killed in slaughter and in agricultural production for 8 food categories and plants like the lowest. I just bring that up when they think that their way of eating involves fewer animal deaths. So that's the only time that I bring that. I always say veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. I say that 9 times a day on the live streams. Very rarely do I say as far as possible and practical. All the time I say, hey, look, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. I say that all the time. Yeah, I love that definition, Vegan Animal Defender. That's a beautiful and perfectly acceptably fine definition of veganism, and it goes back to the 1940s definition of the Vegan Society. Veganism is the principle that humans should live without exploiting animals. That's a great definition. But let's think about how it's not the best definition when you're dealing with Joe Rogan. Let's say that Joe Rogan says, well, You take medicines, and your medicines were tested on animals. So what do you think about that, Mr. Hotshot Vegan? So you tell me, vegan animal defender, how would you respond to Joe Rogan saying, hey, but you take medicines and your medicines were tested on animals, so therefore you support animal exploitation? Give me your answer to how you would respond to that. I'll tell you how I'll respond in a second. And I think my definition I show you here kicks ass, kicks effing ass to respond to that definition. And yours kind of comes up kind of not all that powerful as a rebuttal to such a criticism. I tell you, there's a reason why I use this definition. I'm not saying it's the best vegan definition in the world, but it's I think the most powerful definitional tool I have yet to see to respond to idiots like Joe Rogan and Jim Bros. Nick, I know your position on raw veganism. Tell me, what do you believe my position is on raw veganism? Because it's kind of nuanced, and I think a lot of people will just paint it like black or white kind of thing, binary, good, bad, love, hate kind of thing, healthy, sick, whatever. It's not quite as binary as that. So I'm just kind of curious, Nick, what do you think my position is on raw veganism? Stiffy, I mean, I tell you, I have no problem with other people using other definitions of veganism. I have never once asserted that any of you or any vegan anywhere should use a different definition because I was butthurt or angered that they used a definition I didn't like. So I just want to make that really clear. I'm not trying to force anyone to use any definition of veganism. Like I said, I think some are better than others, and I think some are better than others for very specific purposes. So I'm not sure what the misunderstanding here. I think the misunderstanding is that some people feel it's their right to tell me that I shouldn't use this definition because they have problems with it. Well, tough shit. It works really well. And this definition captures the essence of what veganism is, which is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. You see so many people, hey, I'm a vegan. It's all about optimal human diet and training hard for your sport. No, that's not what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Yeah, Sarah says, I understand Ryan just fine. So anyway, Chase Avoir brings the obvious point. Infighting destroys movements. Why can't some of you vegans that think you're better than me just accept that I like to use this definition because like I said, it's a very powerful tool to respond to the many kinds of dumb things that anti-vegans say. Maybe that's not what you do. You probably do other things in veganism. You're not responding to idiots in the media like I am. And perhaps so, your definition that you use is probably better for your purposes. Why can't we all get along and agree that, we can use different variations of the vegan studies definition and all get along? I don't see why we have to fight about it. Yeah, level 5,000 vegan goals. I just don't understand. Just eat the damn plants, right, Sarah? Why fight someone who is against animal cruelty and exploitation and reminds people that's what veganism is all about? It's not a diet. It's not an optimal health thing. You could eat junk food if you want. You don't have to lift your finger and ever do a sport. As long as you're against animal cruelty and exploitation and you're eating plants and fungi instead of animal products, you're vegan. It's simple as that. It's so effing simple. People want to battle because they have egos and they're snowflakes. They're precious snowflakes that get easily triggered when they see someone saying something that they don't agree with. Instead of immediately reacting in a combative, battling way, just try to understand why might someone be using a different definition of veganism for, especially once I've articulated so clearly here for the past 10, 15 minutes. I don't see how I could be more clear and concise and precise about why I like this definition, what its purposes are, what its strengths are, and how it might not always be the best definition, and how you as a vegan activist are free to use another one. It's cool. I'm not going to give you a bunch of shit for it because I don't really care. If you're not eating animals, against animal cruelty and exploitation, hell yeah, that's what veganism is, right, guys? It's that, and anyone who's to bitch and fight all the time, I really question your motives. They sound more selfish than about the animals, because the animals probably don't care. You know, Ryan should be using the 1949 definition from the Vegan Society, because that one has these other technical things that we prefer better. They don't give a shit. As long as I'm not consuming animal products and I'm promoting this and telling people not to kill and harm animals, kill and exploit animals, I think we can all get along. Aaron Rich, why does meat absorb almost 90% of the body and assimilate better than all plant matter? Well, I don't even know if that's right. I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian or a biochemist or anything like that, and I doubt you are, Aaron Rich. But let's say you're right. Let's say meat assimilates, or whatever, 90% of the body, whatever your shit is here. So what? So what does that mean? Does that mean if you eat plants, you're going to be nutritionally deficient or something like that? You won't be able to get the nutrients you need. You're going to be sick and unhealthy. You won't be able to be athletic if that happens to be a personal thing of yours. You'll never be a gold medal athlete at the Olympics if that's your goal. Like, what are you saying? Let's just say somehow meat magically assimilates better than any plant. What does that mean for plant eaters? That we're just fucked? We're going to be sick and deficient? Tell me what you think. Why are you even bringing this up for? What do you think the point is that you're trying to make here about eating plants? Varley, she got given so much vegan chocolate this Christmas. Awesome. I think Angie would like that. Some of that. Can you share some up? Yeah, and Tara wants us to no, I'm not going to look it up. Again, I'm not a dietitian. Here's what's wrong. Who was I fighting with here? An animal activist person. Let's see. Anyway, I want to show you. This is what we're all on the same page here, because veganism is not a diet. Look here very clearly. Aaron Rich, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Doesn't say, and eating plants is 90% more bioavailable and assimilated than whatever shit you're talking about there. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So it's not my job to understand biochemistry. It's not my job to go get a degree in dietetics or nutrition, because I'm not. I'm a music producer and I eat plants because I find it's wrong to exploit and kill animals for food when we could just eat plants. So what point is it you're trying to make? Why are you trying to tell me that you have to eat meat because it's 90% assimilated or something like that? Please, why are you telling me this for? Why did you come here to tell me that? I know you're trying to make a point or reach a conclusion, so let's get to that. You gave me your first premise there. Let's get to what you're really trying to get at. And again, Rich, I told you, I'm Aaron Rich. I don't care. I'm just going to give you your assertion there, this 90% assimilation thing. Let's just assume that to be true. Okay, I'm being super charitable to your argument and your cause here. Let's assume what you're saying here is true. What do you think that means? What are the logical consequences of that being true? Assuming we grant it to be true for the time being. What point are you trying to make with this? Okay, just get to your point. Because to thrive as a human and continue our species would require living to our fullest health potential. All right, Aaron, I'm going to put your words up for all us here to look at so we can make sure. No, you can't accuse me of. First of all, here's our rules. Have a quick look at them right now. Just try to be moderately civil, and we could try to get along here. So Aaron is saying, hang on.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy.
It's been a few weeks since we've had the poop wall. Because to thrive as a human and continue our species would require living to the fullest health potential. Well, there's a lot to unpack here. Thrive as a human. So you're saying that the only way to thrive as a human is to eat meat and to continue our species. So you're saying vegans are unable to reproduce? Okay, and require living to the fullest health potential. So you're saying vegans are not able to have a high degree of health. So which one of these do you want to tackle? I don't think I have time for every one. Do you want to argue that vegans can't thrive? Do you want to argue that vegans are unable to breed? Or do you want to argue that vegans are unable to achieve health, a healthy state. So which is it? Where do you want to go with this, Aaron Rich? And you can do it. Why am I reading in a derogatory manner? Am I hurting your feelings? I'm sorry. If that hurt your feelings, I didn't know you're that sensitive. So let's just forget how I read it. I like to use accents because accents are fun. I'm a voice actor of sorts. So I'm sorry. I'll read it a different way. Because to thrive as a human and continue our species would require living to the fullest health potential. Do you like that accent better? Because to thrive as a human, I don't do any more accents, okay? Anyway, which of these do you want to argue? Instead of bitching about which accent I'm choosing to read your comment with, do you want to argue that vegans aren't thriving as humans, that we are infertile, or that vegans are unable to achieve health? So which is it? No, don't deflect here. Don't throw poop on my wall, Aaron. Just come here. You've made 3 huge assertions here. 3 huge assertions. Which one of these assertions would you like to tackle? Aaron, Rich, let me know. Vegans aren't thriving humans. It's impossible. Vegans are unable to make children, or vegans are unable to be healthy. Which is it? You're the one that threw this shit on my wall. You put this here. I didn't. That's why I like the poop wall. It makes you accountable for what you said. It's here for all of us to see.
I'm going to leave your words on this
So
board
which
for
one
all
of those
my
3
classes to
assertions
enjoy,
would you
giving
like to
full
tackle,
credit, of course.
Aaron? And if you have a particular accent that you'd like me to read your comments with, just let me know and I'll try. I'm going to do Russian, I'm going to do Hawaiian, I'm going to do Scottish. Just take your pick. Okay, you're saying food ingested, should be bioavailable and meat is extremely bioavailable. Okay, great. Let's say meat is extremely bioavailable. Nowhere in there do you say plants are not bioavailable. You're trying to deflect from what you said here, because all 3 of these points are complete shit and unprovable, right? Is that why you're trying to go on to something else? You're the one that came to my live stream and said this stuff. I didn't. I just put your words here, so you're responsible for them. So which of these 3 do you want to talk about? If you're unable to discuss either of these 3 points you made here, we'll move on, okay? You're the one that came here, like I said. If you are going to just poop and run, we'll just move on. So I'll just pick one for you, Aaron Rich. Are you saying vegans are unable to, be healthy? Or thrive, be world-class athletes? What are you talking about? Which one do you want to pick? Okay, Aaron, I don't know where your data comes from. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a biochemist, and I doubt you are. So let's get you back to what you put up on my live stream here. Don't keep flinging poop on my wall, okay? That's what you're doing, trying to distract you. Let's get to, I asked you, why are you talking about plants are 40%, meat 90%. Who gives a shit? Why do you even care about these percentages? Because you believe those percentages have effects. And the effects are this, that humans who eat plants are infertile and unhealthy and unable to thrive as humans. So which is it? This is what you're talking about. You think the low bioavailability of nutrients in plants compared to your precious meat results in these causal effects as a result of a deficient bioavailability or something like that. So which one of these 3 do you want to explore? I'm giving you, I'll let you let's just say meat is 90% bioavailable and plants are 40. I don't even know, I don't care. I'm going to give that to you for right now, because all I care about is what you're trying to get at, is this crap here. So which of these do you want to talk about? I'm going to give you just a few more seconds. If not, I'm going to time your ass out. You just can't come here and poop on my wall. I care because, all right. So your assumption, Aaron, is that, hey, I'm gonna put more of your stuff up here.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
And I am giving you full credit here, Aaron Rich. All right, what kind of accent should I do? I care because to thrive as a species, we should disregard the benefits of eating meat and plants. All right, So your assumption here is that humans cannot thrive while eating plants. I mean, does anyone see that? Am I misreading that? Is that pretty much what's being stated here, that humans are unable to thrive while eating plants? That's what he's saying here, right? Were you cool with that accent too? So yeah, do you have any evidence that vegans are unable to thrive? Like, how are we measuring thrive? I mean, I'll show you something about thriving. I went to the gym today to play basketball, and let me show you how I did today. Okay, first of all, I want to add that I am 57, almost 57 and a half years old, and here is the data. I'm going to try to get it in focus here. Tell me if I got it in a good spot. You might have to make your screen bigger, but I'll tell you what I did today. I was on the basketball court for 3 hours and 11 minutes. I burned 1,900 calories, active calories, a total of 2,200 total calories. And that's pretty cool. Let's look at my heart rate here. I spent 54 minutes in zone 4. My heart rate was between 145 and 155. That's almost an hour, 5 minutes shy of an hour. And another 27 minutes with my heart rate in zone 5. That's 156 or higher. I'm a 58-year-old man doing this crazy shit, playing basketball for 3 hours, 2,000 calories, an hour and a half of that time with my heart in the highest 2 zone training levels. So how is that not thriving? You know, I mean, that's crazy. I was playing guys that were 16, 20 years old, playing them for like 45, 50 minutes. They were getting tired and then going home and leaving. I just wearing these kids out, you know, with my energy. I'm super my basketball conditioning is on point right now. I just, you know, it's really good right now. So what part of me is not thriving there, Aaron? Let me know. Hey, Sarah, thanks for the super chat tip there. Nutsteak. That was from last week. Thanks for this super chat there. I'm seeing if Aaron's saying anything. You just keep talking about digestion and blah, 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 blah. And you're making some big claims here. You're saying that vegans cannot thrive. I just showed you how I'm thriving athletically. I'm almost 60 years old. I spent an hour and a half in zone 5 and zone 6 wearing out guys that are 16 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old. I'm playing there longer. They come, they go. I'm still out there playing. So how is that not an example of thriving? I mean, there's many ways to measure thriving. I'm just measuring it in terms of athletic success here. So that if I was eating meat, I'd be able to be out there 4 hours. Like all these kids I was wearing out, they were eating meat too. Not too, but they were eating meat, not me. So anyway, I just want to know how this data I showed you here from my workout cannot be considered thriving. Let me try to get it in focus again. So anyone, I'm trying to get it so it's not reflecting too hard, but I'm trying to get it where it's not blurry. This is the data from my workout. And again, here's my heart rate data. You can see my different training zones here. How is this not thriving? And we were talking about earlier how vegans at this year's Olympic, at least 3 vegans won gold medals. So once again, Aaron Rich, how is it that there are at least 3 athletes at this year's Olympics where elite athletes from around the world, the best athletes in the world, gather together at the highest level of international competition, and 3 vegans eked out not silver medals or bronze medals, gold effing medals? Are they not thriving or something? Aaron Rich, explain to me how, despite plants not having the same high percentage of bioavailability, whatever as your meat does, as you claim, how is it that still these athletes are able to compete at the highest levels and come home with gold medals? Can you explain that one, Aaron? Is that your name again? Aaron Rich. Yeah, it's like the complete protein theory from the 80s or whatever. I may be the exception, not the rule. Well, I tell you, I'm just one of many. There are 3 athletes that won gold medals. So how are you going to gaslight that too? There's actually professional vegans who play in the NBA, the NFL, professional tennis, you name it. Any sport, pretty much there's a vegan. Hamilton, what's that guy, the race car driver guy from England? I mean, every sport there's a vegan. So you're just full of shit that vegans are not thriving. And the thing is, most people are not thriving. Most people are not athletes, vegans and non-vegans included. I'm just showing you that how all your meat eaters are eating a bunch of meat, and most of them are sick and unhealthy and on multiple medications. In fact, Aaron Rich, are you aware that most people in their 50s, I'm 57, are on multiple medications because of illnesses they need to treat, lifestyle issues that cause problems for them? I'm on 0 medications, which is not common. Most adults my age who are eating meat are on a bunch of medications. So there's just so much information, so much fact out there that you're unaware of. You're just trying to focus on bioavailability. Vegans must be sick, when there's so much information out there that shows that vegans can thrive just as easily as anyone. I'm not doing anything freaking special at 57 to be so athletic and in great condition. I'm just training. I'm doing what you got to do this. You know, whether or not you're eating meat or plants, and eating the plants is not holding me back. I'm able to train just as hard as anyone. Aaron says the athletes have to have the proteins taken out of plants and highly refined. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't even know who any of these athletes are, let alone to make any comments out of their diet. But we can talk about me because I'm right here. So what the hell are you talking about? I'm taking proteins out of the plants and highly refined. What do you think I'm eating, Aaron Rich? What are these proteins that are taken out of plants that are highly refined? Well, I'll show you, because you're just completely making shit up. So let's look at the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook here. You should get a copy of this, Aaron. Eat how we do. You'll probably feel a hell of a lot better, and you won't be killing animals. Let's look at, say, these horrible proteins that have been taken out of plants here. In fact, this is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. The Tuscan kale pilaf, the first recipe in the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. And can we identify any proteins that have been taken out of plants and unhealthy or something like that? No, the big protein star of this are the beans. Beans are a whole food. Do you know what whole foods are, Aaron? It's not some kind of processed, space-aged product or something like that. It's a fucking whole food. I mean, you're just making shit up. I mean, you don't even know what anyone's eating. You have this fantasy of what vegans eat, and you probably don't know any vegans really, especially ones who are athletic, you know? So yeah, here we go. Nothing of the sort here, Aaron. You're just flinging, you're just flinging poop on my wall. And that's one of the rules we have here on the live stream, is to not fling poop. Let me refer you here to the rules, Livestream Rules. And this refer to rule number 3 here, Aaron. When trying to debunk veganism, which is exactly what you're trying to do. I'm prepared because you guys do this all the time. You're unable to follow a single line of reasoning. I will discuss only one of your claims at a time. Don't bring up new claims. Don't throw a bunch of poop on my wall. Okay? Just answer one question. If you don't like where the conversation's going, don't try to deflect and distract by flinging poop on the wall. I'm very well trained to spot such tactics, and I will not allow it. I want to hold you responsible for the bullshit that you're flinging, and it's only one bullshit I'll allow. The special one says, I eat over 200 grams of protein a day, and I assume you're talking about plant protein. That was an assumption about protein, Aaron. Yeah, it was. You were making a huge assumption that vegans are eating weird protein all the time or something like that. Some are. There's products out there like, like Beyond Meat and stuff like that, but their target market isn't vegans. We're small potatoes. We're like 1% of the human population. They're trying to get just you meat eater types. Sorry I said that word, vegan animal offender. They're trying to get you meat eater types to eat that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. Have it once in a while. Totally fine. It's not going to kill you or anything like that. But a lot of these anti-vegans think that Beyond Burgers are like a staple of vegan diet. So you have to have Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers as a vegan, or else there's nothing to eat, right? Who could just eat beans and rice and kale and sun-dried tomatoes like I'm going to have tonight? AJ, aloha AJ. We were taking, or at least Sarah was making predictions about when you would arrive, and she was off by a lot, like maybe an hour or so, but glad you made it, Aaron. I'm AJ. Aaron, I said, I don't care. I said, you won't even look up the fact that about meat being more bioavailable to the human body. I said, I'm going to give you that, Aaron. I don't know how to look that up. I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian. I said, for the sake of this argument tonight, I will allow you to have that be true for our discussion. I'm giving that platitude to you. How much more generous can I be? I'm not fighting you on that. I don't know if it's true or not. I have my skepticism about it, but for argument's sake, let's assume what you're saying here about bioavailability and meat versus plants were true. What does that really mean? And here's what you said. It means this. Oops. It means, you said it means this. This is why you're telling me that meat's more bioavailable. Okay, say it's true. So you think the fact that meat is more bioavailable than plants leads to these conclusions. And no, it doesn't mean vegans are unable to thrive, that vegans are unable to make babies, and that vegans are unable to be healthy. So I'm saying even if your thing were true about meat being more bioavailable, none of this crap is true. This is all patently false. And you wouldn't really, you saw how easily I could disprove these, and I see why you back down from that. I don't really give a shit about bioavailability. I don't care if meat might be a few more percent or less than plants, because I'm not trying to achieve the most bioavailable diet. Again, veganism is not about bioavailability. Don't you get it? It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So you're saying, okay, I get it. It's not a diet. You eat the way you do because you don't want to harm animals. You don't want to kill animals. You don't want to exploit animals. But the question you're probably asking yourself, Aaron Rich, okay, so is it healthy though? I'll show you. Yes, it is healthy. And it's not my opinion. I'm not making a bunch of crap up here. It's the opinion of health organizations from around the world who reviewed the relevant scientific research, peer-reviewed studies typically, on the association between eating a vegan diet and nutritional adequacy. And there's a general scientific consensus amongst health organizations. I'm not talking about like shirtless influencers like Paul Saladino just making shit up or whatever. These are health organizations from around the world who have reputations at stake. And if they were to put out information that would be knowingly false and harmful to people that were following plant-based diets, they would be in a shit ton of trouble. So right here, read for yourself, read it and weep. Vegan diets, well-planned vegan diets, meaning don't do something stupid like mono meals and fasting and weird crap like that. Eat a balanced, sensible vegan diet. It's nutritionally adequate. You can be an athlete, you could be a mother, a child, pregnant, whatever. It works for all people. So that's what I want to know. Is the diet is the way I'm eating that I choose because of my ethical stance against animal cruelty, is that diet going to kill me? Is it going to F me up somehow? No. This is what the science shows. So I really don't give a shit, Aaron, if meat might have a few more percent of bioavailability than a bean. I don't give a shit because I'm not eating for the optimal bioavailability diet. I'm eating in a way that animals don't need to die in order for me to live. And like I said, I'm doing some due diligence to make sure I'm not harming myself in the process. And I am not. So what do you say to that? And AJ, thank you for the super chat tip to Troll B Con Spray Fun. Thanks so much. I think we're about done dealing with him because he doesn't understand that veganism is not a diet. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, as I keep showing over and over again. But as I just showed now too, it's not a diet that is nutritionally adequate. It's not going to cause harm unless you do something stupid. And that's true as someone who eats meat too. You can undereat and be malnourished as a meat eater or a vegan if you do something stupid. So anyway, thanks for coming here, Aaron Rich. Oh, not eating and be healthy. Oh, I see. No, I showed you. That's not my primary motivation to eat plants. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that it's unhealthy. In fact, are you unable to read that there's health organizations who have reviewed the scientific literature and made position statements? So it is healthy, but that's not why I'm doing it. And that's the difference between me and you, Aaron Rich. You're eating in a way that's purely selfish. You're coming from a purely self-centered perspective. All you care about is yourself. I'm eating this way primarily because of animals. I don't feel they need to die in order for me to live because we can eat plants. But I want to know if I'm going to be harming myself. No, it's healthy. Veganism, a vegan diet, a plant-based diet is healthy as long as you don't do something stupid. So don't say I'm not doing it to be healthy. I am healthy. I happen to eat in a really healthy way. I take great care of my body, food-wise, exercise-wise. So I'm not sure what you're not understanding here, Aaron Rich. Are you unable to follow a simple, clear, logical, evidence-based presentation, but you don't care about any of that stuff? You just want to talk about bioavailability, veganism isn't healthy, when there's no evidence to show that eating plants is unhealthy. None here. This shows the scientific consensus, my friend. Yeah, Sarah, thankfully, I'm going to read your words verbatim here. Thankfully, I can be healthy and helping animals at the same time. There's nothing incompatible about eating this way and also helping the animals. Eating this way and being healthy and helping the animals. So anyway, yeah, good night, G, if you're still with us. Sorry I spent so much time with this situation here. But anyway... so I'm done, Aaron. I don't think there's anything more I can say to you. I've explained this as clearly as I possibly can. I don't see how I could say anything more that would add to what I said here. I've explained it way too much detail here. Yeah, Sarah, shoot, we're almost at 2 hours, huh? And I'm really wanting to eat that Tuscan kale peel off here. Let's see all this protein that's been detached from the plants that I'm going to eat here in about like 30, 40 minutes or so. This is looking really good, and I can't wait to start digging into this in a little bit. So anyway, I'm not sure what you're talking about, vegan animal offender. I was talking to Aaron Rich through all that. Are we still? Are you one of the vegans that thinks that we should never take medicines? Let me know, like yes or no. Yes meaning yes. I'm one of those vegans that thinks that humans, no matter what, even if there's a medication that was necessary for an operation to save your life, vegans should never take medicines. Let me know if you're one of those. Okay, here's your reply to the medicine reply. Taking medicine for survival in a flawed system doesn't mean animals are resources. How does my well, good. You're giving some interesting thoughts there. You're giving your own opinion and expressing your opinion eloquently there, Vegan Animal Defender 269. However, what you're saying there, you can't point to the definition. You see what I'm saying? You're going beyond the definition. For me, all I have to say is, hey, look here. Let's look at the definition of veganism here. It says, as far as possible and practical. It's baked in to the definition that we don't have to be perfect. Yeah, if you need to take a medicine in order to save your life, they have it covered here. So what you see, I'm saying that's why my definition for this purpose is a superior definition in the sense that I don't have to freelance and make shit up, and give my own reasoning. I can point to the definition. Like I said, you did a mighty decent job, it looks like, of explaining it, but you're not pointing to a definition. You're making your own personal argument, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. But my response is based in the definition. So that's why my use of the definition, I think, is powerful and justified. Stiffy says, Ryan, have David C. Arenas on Hell explain that position. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Hey, Jana, sorry I'm late. Did everyone remember to tap that like button? Yes, if you haven't, please hit the like button. But we're probably not going to be here too much longer because we're hitting about 2 hours, and that's around Sarah's, got a bail point, And I get up earlier now, not as early as Sarah, but I've been getting up like at 7:45, 8:15 for the past week or so. So I'm kind of more of an early riser now. Travis R says, laughing my ass off. You are killing me tonight. You make me proud to be a vegan. Well, thank you, Travis. I'm glad my show is entertaining and educational and hopefully not too what's the word I'm looking for? Hateful or attacking at the same time. I try to be open to what people are saying. And Sarah's saying, no, Ryan is not willing to die. No, I'm not one of these people that's willing to die for veganism. Veganism, I've said a bunch of times, is not a death cult. Here's the thing. If you really believe that there are certain circumstances in which a vegan is required to give up his life or the life of their children, I want to make sure that you activists that believe that make it really clear to new people that you're trying to get to become vegan. Like, tell them all the great things. Yeah, the animals don't have to die and it's great and all this. But make sure they know right up front that what they're signing up for, that, if their kids get sick, they're not allowed to have an operation and go to the hospital because there'll be medicines and stuff like that. Make sure that they know that they're required to potentially die for veganism. Just make sure they're absolutely clear about that and see how that goes. I'm not sure if anyone's advocating for that, but if you are one of these vegans that does believe vegans need to die sometimes for the cause, make sure you tell new recruits or would-be vegans right up front. I don't want them to learn about this a year into it. Wow, AJ, you got up at 3 p.m. today? God, I don't think I'll ever get up. Aaron, sounds like I'm willing to die for the sake of animals. No, I never said I'm willing to die for the sake of animals. Where did you get that I'm willing to give up my life for the sake of animals? I think you're flinging poop again, Aaron. Don't get me wrong. I would have jumped in front of a bullet for my 18-year-old dog that just passed away. I feel like I lost one of my kids. I'm not sure where you're getting that I would die for my beliefs of animal cruelty and exploitation being wrong, morally reprehensible. I'm not sure where you got that, because I showed you, first of all, yeah, veganism is exactly that, a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. But I also showed you that there's no reason to be concerned about dying on a diet of all plants, because there's a scientific consensus. As long as you're not doing something stupid, you're getting the nutrients you need. You could be a professional athlete if you want. So I'm not sure where you're getting, how you could extrapolate from any of this that I'm willing to die for the animals and there's some kind of probable reason why I might die from eating plants. So you're flinging poop on the walls, my friend. Yeah, I've said that a million times, Aaron. It's probably your first time here, but veganism is not a death cult. We're healthy people generally. You could be an unhealthy vegan if you want. I thought it was Stacy that said she's a junk food vegan. Totally fine. Veganism doesn't have to be about health. It has to be about, it can be healthy though. It can be if you want to. If you want to be a healthy vegan, as I prefer to be. I don't have kids. That was a choice, not because I'm infertile. I want to be able to take care of myself as long as I can into old age. I'm eating healthy. I'm taking great care of my body and my fitness. But as I showed you here too, it has nothing to do with health. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Just so happens you can choose to do it in a healthy way or an unhealthy way, just like eating meat. You could be a junk food meat eater, junk food vegan. It's all the same as far as health choices, not the same as far as animals being exploited. So anyway, all right, thanks for chatting with us, Aaron. You're gone. Done with you for tonight. I'm going to come back in the future. Make sure you have your arguments down. Make sure you're not flinging poop on the walls. Anyway. Milo, you make me proud to be a vegan too, Ryan, because you love animals and work to thrive. I try my best to try to, do all those things. So thank you, Milo. Vegan animal fitter. The full original definition is far shorter. Let's read it again. I love to read these definitions. The newest definition actually expands onto this 1949 definition. And you brought it up earlier here. The principle of emancipation of animals from exploitation by man. I tell you, it's a fine definition. I like it. I agree with it. It captures the essence of what veganism is. However, to respond to people like Joe Rogan and all, this definition is limited. This definition up here has much more power. I have many arrows in my quiver to shoot from this definition. The 1949, I just have like one arrow basically. So this definition gives me way more options to respond to. It's the same thing. It's saying you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. The 40s definition did not contain cruelty. Just says emancipation of animals from exploitation of man. So what about animal cruelty? Cruelty isn't necessarily exploitative. I'm glad they got I'm glad they added cruelty in here, or else animal cruelty could be considered cool, right? So I think already adding cruelty to exploitation, that alone, if they just added cruelty to exploitation, that would make this definition better. But they added some more stuff. But I'm sorry, vegan and animal offender, if you dislike this definition, that's your life. You're free to choose whatever definition you like for your personal purposes. But again, you are not my boss. You act like an authoritarian, and I don't like authoritarian types, so please don't force your will onto me, because it's not going to work, okay? If you don't like my definition, all I can say is very politely, tough shit, that's life. I'm not going to change my definition because it angers or triggers you or something like that. And I say this with all sincerity and kindness as I can. Yeah, loopholes, if you want to call it loopholes, vegan animal offender. Loophole meaning that you don't have to be perfect in the sense of medications that were tested on animals. If you got to take a medication, take a medication. If Joe Rogan has a problem with that, I will point him to the definition here where it says, as far as possible and practicable. It's really not that possible for me to live and get my tooth yanked out or get an operation without the pain numbing stuff. It's, that's not what veganism is about. So anyway, we'll disagree on this, but please don't try to force your beliefs onto me. I'm not telling you that you have to use the definition that I prefer, and I expect you would reciprocate by giving me the same courtesy by not trying to shove me to use a definition that you think is better, okay? I don't know why you think you have the rights to tell me what to do. Well, I'm being respectful and not telling you what to do. What gives you any authority to be superior to me? Because I'm not superior to you. I just want to know why you think you are like above me somehow, why you have the right to tell me that I shouldn't use one version of the vegan society definition, another one I got to use instead. What gives you the right to tell me what to do? Just curious. What gives you this authority? Yeah, Stacy, plucking feathers is cruel. That's why animal cruelty, that's why the current definition is better than the 40s one, because it adds cruelty to exploitation. It's like, okay, we're not exploiting animals, but I'm going to go out and pluck feathers off a bird. I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to pluck them for the F of it because I'm an asshole, According to the 1949 vegan society definition, that would be totally cool because it doesn't cover cruelty. So good point there, Stacy. I'm really curious to see what vegan animal offender 269 says, what gives him the authority to demand I use a certain definition where I'm not asserting any such privilege to tell him what to do. I'm kind of curious. It's not my definition or yours. See, it's the definition. Well, there is many definitions to veganism, and even within the vegan society, there are many definitions of veganism. I'm just trying to understand what gives you the authority to tell me which particular definition is the definition to use, and all other ones are wrong, and I'm bad or something for doing that. What gives you the authority to do that? Like, just please tell me. I mean, no, there is the definition. If you go to the freaking Vegan Society's website, here is the definition. If you don't think this is the definition, well, okay. I mean, that's your opinion, but this is their current definition. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, I never said the definition that you use sucks, Why do you have to be an a-hole to me, an authoritarian, tell me I can't use it? Again, I want to understand why I cannot use this definition. What gives you the authority to tell me what to do? Okay, nice philosophy there, vegan animal defender, but you didn't answer my question. Can you address what gives you the authority to tell me which definition I'm allowed and not allowed to use? I want to know. Why should I listen to you for? What gives you the authority? Because I don't think I have any. I know I don't have any authority to tell you which definition you should or shouldn't use. I know that. I understand that. That's a true fact about reality. I'm trying to understand what's going on in your head that you think you have the right to tell me, because you're somehow above me or better than me. Your authority to tell me what I can and can't do. So I want to know, what gives you the authority to tell me that my preferred definition is unacceptable and I have to follow yours? It's a broken record. If he doesn't answer, we're moving on, because I don't think he has a rational explanation. The only answer could be, I imagine, to be some kind of gaslighting, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Milo thinks, I think you have to try to be healthy to be vegan, because people, including you, are animals. Love your neighbor as yourself. I think it's a personal choice, Milo. You know, you and I are older, and I think it's much better for us to live as healthy vegans. Especially if we're trying to take care of ourselves. Because if we're unhealthy and letting ourselves go, our lives are going to be way more difficult. Yeah, AJ, I'm just wondering too, why do folks try to make veganism so complicated? I'm against animal cruelty and exploitation. If you don't like the other words that surround me being against animal cruelty and exploitation, well, it sounds like you have your own problem. If that triggers you, that's not me. It's something inside of you. If not having the right words surrounding being against animal cruelty, I mean, you should be happy. Like, hell yeah, Ryan is against animal cruelty and exploitation. I wish everyone in the world was against. Think about it. If everyone in the world was against animal cruelty and exploitation, that's the dream. That'd be an ideal world. But nope, I have some other words around being against animal cruelty and exploitation. All of a sudden, I'm bad or something. Anyway, yeah, just eat the dang plants. Why does it have to be so bad? Just be against animal cruelty and exploitation. Eat the plants. Why do some people get triggered? Oh, it is. I know it's not about me or you. It's about animals. Exactly. So what gives you the authority to tell me which definition I have to use in order to tell people that I'm against animal cruelty and exploitation? So now it comes down to personal. We agree. It's about veganism, about the animals. But now it's getting human-centric, because one human is demanding that another human speak in a certain way. So please tell me, what gives one human the right to tell another human how to speak? So tell me. Okay, that's your opinion of the definition. Okay, he says has loopholes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Please tell me what gives you the right to tell me what I can say and cannot say. I want to know. Where do you get off? Curious. Yeah, we're subpar vegans. It's a level 5,000 vegan thing. I spot level 5,000 vegans from a mile away. They just have a certain way. It's like when I was a substitute teacher way back in the 90s. I could spot, before even the bell rang to start the class period, I could tell before the class even started which people I'm going to keep a tight eye on and potentially send to the office for being problematic. I could tell really quickly in a live stream which people are level 5,000s. Varley says, also rule lawyering. You can get tossed from your D&D group for that. Interesting. Yeah, and here's a great point that Antero says. Wouldn't your time be better spent fighting with people who don't care about animal cruelty or exploitation? Wouldn't that, they said, we're already on board. We're all here against animal cruelty and exploitation. Wouldn't your time be better spent dealing with those people rather than people who are already on board, but you don't like the way that they express how they're against animal cruelty and exploitation? And Uncle, yeah, we're not a group of level 5,000 vegans. to be quite honest, level 5,000 vegans don't fit in well with our bunch here. We don't have that kind of personality type that level 5,000 vegans are, and they really get triggered by how we are here, the way we're not like that. It's a certain kind of aggressive mindset that doesn't work well with this group that I've curated over the years. And level 5,000 vegans, one of two things end up happening. One is they just leave because they just don't like how we're not a-holes or whatever, or B, they get banned for saying stuff that's completely like bannable. I'll show the rules once again for how you can get banned. There's Aaron's nice words here from earlier, but let me put up the rules here. Be civil, because it starts getting very uncivil really quick. We start seeing attacks. I'm not saying I'm seeing it yet tonight, but it often it goes down that road. Yep, see, we can, as we're seeing here, we're not the level 5,000 vegan types here. So if you've come here to try to convert us to level 5,000 vegans, vegan animal offender 269, it's not going to work. You've said your piece. We've heard you. We've listened. I've been fairly respectful. I still haven't heard your argument as to what gives you the right as a human to tell another human what he can say, a free human who's speaking out against animal cruelty and exploitation. I still never heard your justification for what gives you the authority to do that, but I don't think you can give a good argument for that, because it really would sound pretty scary, I think, if you truly tried to make an argument for that. So anyway, yeah, if you want to hang out with level 5,000 vegans, I would suggest some to you, but I really don't want to mention them. So I'm sure you know who they are. Go chill with them. You found your tribe there. We're not your tribe. I have no animosity towards you, vegan animal offender. I'm glad that you're a vegan. I'm glad you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. But yeah, I don't think any of us want to hear or see you force us to use words that of your choosing and not our own about how we express our beliefs against animal cruelty and exploitation. So anyway, I want to make it clear to anyone who might be watching after the fact, I never claim that any one definition of veganism that we discussed tonight is better or worse than the others objectively. I've showed how some of the definitions, like the one I use, is a very powerful definition when responding to anti-vegans. I can point to exact words in the definition that shows exactly what I'm talking about. The 1940s definition is it's a beautiful definition. I love it. But as far as responding to Joe Rogan, it's not as powerful. So I want to get that clear before people think I'm a champion of one definition over another. No, I just found one definition to be the best tool for me, for my purposes in my vegan activism. And I hope others can respect that. If you can't, go somewhere else, because I don't want to fight over the definition of veganism. Anyway, okay, vegan animal defender. I said I don't care about the fucking philosophy that you keep giving me here. About the definition, I asked you, what gives you the authority to tell me what I can and can't say? So I'm going to put you in timeout for tonight's live stream, because we spent way too much time going over this. Okay, I've explained myself over and over. I think everyone else is getting pissed off, so I'm not going to let you ruin the live stream, even though we're nearing an end to it right now, but better late than never. Who knows, Sam? I have no idea. I know there's lots of independent level 5,000 vegans, so who knows, Anyway, it's like a teacher focusing on getting mad at the A students for not getting an A+. Meanwhile, 95% of the class is getting a B or lower. Your time would be much better, but it's much better on the people that need help. Exactly. So we're all on the same page here. Animal cruelty and exploitation, wrong. Eat plants and fungi instead. We're all on the same page. Anyway. Nick, I'm all right in your book. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, Sarah, the nitpicking, it's just way too much. That's the thing that I don't like about level 5,000 vegans. It seems like that's they're more interested in being confrontational with people, not only non-vegans but vegans themselves, than actually anything else. Like, I think that's why they like being vegan. They say they do it for the animals, non-personal, non-selfish reasons, but I think they get a personal kick out of just being confrontational with people. I'm going to use my veganism as a justification to fight people and stuff like that. That's my belief. I could be wrong. I'm not saying it's true for every level 5,000 vegan, but I think that's a motivation for a lot of them. You're drunk now, AJ. I did pull out the definition quite a lot. And you came on, not that long ago, like maybe half an hour ago. And in that time, I showed it a bunch of times. And I showed it a lot before that earlier. So anyone who's been drinking every time I show the definition of veganism, don't operate any vehicles or heavy machinery for the rest of the day. Let's see, Milo, you kind of like the definition of veganism: someone who doesn't eat animal foods or wears leather. That's fine, but it doesn't show why. The wears leather kind of implies you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. But I like the words just right there. You can point at it: animal cruelty and exploitation. Against that. AJ, yeah, I should have seen earlier. We had our first troll in ages. It was kind of interesting. I forgot what it was like to have someone come and just poop on our walls. I kept hitting the poop sound. I haven't done that for a long time because he kept trying to poop on the walls. Kept not answering the questions, and he said some pretty wild stuff too. I'll show you. We had an actual poop wall tonight. Let me show you the poop wall really quickly. Won't leave it up forever or anything like that, but ooh, hang on. I hit the wrong button because I'm vegan. Oh, where are the rules? Here it is. Yeah, someone was saying vegans are unable to thrive as humans, we're unable to procreate and make babies, and we're unable to be healthy. That's what he's trying to get at. I said, which one of these three assertions do you want to tackle? Because all three are just totally this crap wrong. So, but yeah, he didn't, he kept dodging it and stuff. So anyway, that's why I have the poop wall. So people are accountable for what they say. Hold them to it. Patrick, what is my command master? I have no idea. What is a command master? I might not have a command master. Or what is my command, Master Ryan? My command is to be cool to other people, Don't be a-holes, don't screw over other people. And yeah, of course, don't eat animals and let's be vegan. Let's see. Nick wants to know if I've heard of, I've never heard any of those people. You mentioned 3 people. One's a doctor, so I have no opinions on any of them because I've never heard of them. I heard someone earlier made some assumption about what I thought about raw food. And I asked him, what do you think my beliefs are about raw food? But I think I got distracted by Aaron, the anti-vegan, that I may have missed what that person said. So if that was you, Nick, I'm sorry if that was you. So if so, come back next Friday. We're going to start it again. It's 8:22 p.m. Pacific. So, 2 hours, 20 minutes ago, subtract that off right now. That's when I start my live streams every Friday. And next Friday should be no different. So I plan to be back here on next Friday's live stream. I'm going to do another live stream next Friday. I'm still here, Johnny, but I'm about to get going, I think. Let's see. AJ, you love the poop ball and sound effects. Yeah, it's kind of old school, to get the poop ball back in action, So anyway, I didn't get a video made this week with the holidays, and Angie put out our Happy Fam members only video, which we premiered to the public, but it's Happy Fam only right now. I have a video that I want to work on and try to get out for next week, so I should get started on that sooner rather than later, before New Year's comes and everything. So I got something I want to discuss, so I'll get that out there. It's a video suggestion. This is a story that's going around, and Angie forwarded me some of the stories. You'll probably know what I'm talking about once you see it. Some stuff that's traveling around the world, around the internets right now. So anyway, hopefully I'll get that out for you before New Year's. And, there's a slim chance we might do a New Year's live stream like we did a few years ago. I'm not sure. So don't plan your week around that or anything like that, but it's possible. So, I guess that is it. So yeah, great seeing you guys. And thank you, Uncle, for being here and moderating, and just good to see you back in town and chilling with us once again. And Sarah, I'm sorry I just got your birthday card right now. I can't believe what a flake I am. And thanks again to Christine for sending us this really nice Christmas card. So best wishes to you guys, everyone, for your having a safe and hopefully a happy rest of this holiday season here. Let's see. I want to thank AJ and Sarah and Michael and Vegan Brian Animal Activist and Vegan Metalhead for all your super chat tips this evening on tonight's live stream. Thank you so much, guys. Really very much appreciated. And just great to see everyone once again on Friday live stream. Just cool to see y'all. So it's good for me. Hopefully it's good for you. And I'll be back next Friday. New Year's mukbang. I don't know, Uncle. I mean, that's a lot of planning there. So I'm not sure. So we'll figure it all out. So I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully new video, maybe New Year's live stream, maybe not, but definitely next Friday live stream. So, all right, guys. So stay safe, stay vegan, and I'll see you guys soon. Much love to you all, my happy fam, and all our channel viewers. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.